Hello and welcome to another video for Auto Solutions Checkpoint. Just en route to a bit of a breakdown. It's a Dacia with the power steering's failed, so I'm going to go and have a look at it and see what's failed on it. We're just approaching the now. It's a 14 plate. I think it is a Duster. Quite a damaged Duster. So currently the fluid has run low in the reservoir for it. So the fluid is very low in the power steering tank. This could be caused by a number of things. You can either have a leak up at your power steering, or a faulty pump, maybe leaking from that, or pipes, or a pressure switch. Now obviously the condition of this little filter is absolutely bogging, so it could generally mean that there's a breakdown in the pump and all the contaminants are getting caught up in that. So after a wee visual inspection underneath, you see that the subframe is quite oily. There seems to be quite a lot of seepage in that area. If you look up the pressure switch for the power steering, that is the faulty part. So we've established that the pressure switch for the steering is goosed. The pipe behind it is a bit corroded, so we're going to check eBay, and also I'll contact Renault for the sensor. I would prefer to get the sensor from Renault, and I'll just get a used pipe from eBay, because it's 194 quid for the pipe from Eurocar parts, so it'd be cheaper on eBay. So what we're going to do, we're going to get it back to the workshop and we'll get it up on the ramp and get it stripped down and get it sorted. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And before I continue, I'm heading for a coffee and then it's straight back to work. Nick this Costa and get back to work, because it is going to be a busy day. Plus the guy with the 2009 S320 got back to me last night with a telephone number. So I sent him a wee text message at 8 o'clock this morning. Now half the day's away to me at 8 o'clock in the morning, so just messaged him to see when would be suitable to give him a little phone. He hasn't got back to me as yet, but I'm hoping he does during my work hours, because I don't think I'll be able to manage it in my own time. But aye, once I scoff this here, we'll get back to the unit and we'll get a wee look at this Dacia. And just to add to the record, it's not a Duster, it's a Sandero. Wait till the traffic's away. And I'm good to go. Got the call out at 7:45 this morning, and it's now 20 to 9. So we're all loaded up, heading back to the unit. So I would say that's a pretty swift uplift. But aye, we'll get a wee look once we get into the unit and see what's what. So we're just going to get the Sandero offloaded and up into the unit. first things first, let's get it up in the air. And so you can see this here has took a dent. I really don't know what has happened to it, but it looks to be a sore one. It's cracked all the way around, so I can only assume it's maybe took a dent from underneath that's caused this. We've quite a lot of seepage along this here pipe here. I've never seen an aluminium nut fail in such a way. You know, it's got cracks all the way around. That is shocking. Hello and good morning, it's Taz here from Auto Solutions. Can I have the parts department please?
Yes, 1 moment.
Thank you. Hi there, it's Taz here from Auto Solutions. How are you doing? Okay, I'd be alright if I wasn't working today. Right, I'll tell you what it is. I've just recovered a Dacia to my garage this morning. It was power steering failure. Now, obviously, I've got it up on my ramp. I've discovered, see, on the it's a Dacia Sandero on a 14 plate. The power steering pipe, see the front power steering pipe beside the sump, there's a pressure switch, like a pressure switch on the actual rack itself. It's just basically to see if they can be bought separate.
What's the full registration?
The registration number is
Bladdy bladdy blah 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 bladdy bladdy blah blah blah.
alright, thank you. £40.59 plus the vodka. 59 plus the vodka. Can I get a quote reference for that, please? 62626. Right, that's lovely, John. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Right, cheers now. Bye bye. Bye bye. Right. Aye, so £40.59 plus the vodka for that part. That is wild. That to me looks like it's failed. Like part of maybe a design flaw in it or something. Maybe it's too thin. How could you explain that? You know, unless something they've went over something and it went up and hit it, but there doesn't appear to be any underside damage that would cause that. So I'll try phoning around and seeing if I can get one elsewhere, and hopefully we can get this thing back on the road for the customer. So for removal for the pressure switch, you're needing a 22mm spanner, but on this occasion the actual sensor is broken, like it's broken clean off. I can actually get away with a 22mm socket over the top of this and just ever so slightly, gently release. So we've got the new one in hand. But on a plus side, we managed to find a power steering pipe on eBay for 90 quid as opposed to 194 quid from Euro Car Parts. That was absolutely scandalous. That's nice and finger tight. There we go, that's all nice and tight. So with your hook, because the switch was broken, you just need to press in. You don't need the hook, you just press in, pull it off and replace. Now the thing is, with most cars in the power steering, you can use automatic transmission fluid, ATF fluid, if you don't have power steering fluid. I always use ATF fluid, so it's the same, exactly the same oil. Seems to see us on the level. So what I'm going to need to do is get inside it and start it, and keep the lid off. I'll turn the steering from side to side. Need to top it up with some more ATF fluid. Let's see if that's made a difference. seems to be perfect. Just need to check the level. See if we need any more. Just top it up a little bit. Just give it another turn. It's running like a Swiss watch now, and we can now get it back to the customer. On this occasion, the customer has been very lucky that it hasn't been a bit of a more severe problem. It's been borderweight inexpensive for them. I contacted my parts supplier for an aftermarket one, and they were working out like maybe £5 cheaper. So when it's a toss between using genuine parts and aftermarket parts, if there's that little a difference between them, I'm going for the genuine. So I got this done for the customer. We can now get it back to them. The power steering fluid has been filled up, lead. You've seen the process that I used. I topped it up to the level, started it up, put the steering right round to the right hand side, held it down, right, and you heard the pump working overtime. You repeat the process, you do it left hand down, then obviously you keep repeating the process, you go and check the level, see how you're doing, top up the fluid, and then repeat the process again, check the fluid. If everything's fine, if everything's good, you don't need to put anything in, crack on, that's it, done. But if you need any, just add a wee bit, do the process again, check it, and by that stage you'll have all the air out the system and the car will be back to normal. So what I'm going to do now, after I've done this, I'm going to prop it up in the air and check underneath it for leaks, see if there's any leaks underneath. And I'll also do a wee health check for the customer as well, and send it back to them. So let's go for a visual inspection. I'm going to have a wee look and see if there's any leaks. I noticed on the MOT advisories the last time was an oil leak, and the oil leak was from before as well. I don't know whether it's maybe been from the power steering pipe and it's been leaking all that time and never addressed. I don't know. This car is new to me as a customer. Firstly, what we're wanting to be doing before we have a look under the engine for leaks, wanting to just check round the string. You feel round with your hand. If you can find any sharp part of the string, it means the string's obviously broke. This one, the string seems fine. Brake pipes. The worst about these brake pipes, they're steel brake pipes, they're still the original. Definitely going to need discs and pads, and most definitely they'll need done. MOT's not till March anyway, but obviously the brakes are the most important thing. If your brakes fail, the main chance you want to be doing is checking the steering arms to see if there's any play on them. Checking the wheel bearing as well. Perfect. Now onto the rear. Oh look, the wee baby snail. Wee baby snail's gone for a spin. Right. I'm such a big child, eh? Just checking your strut as well for seepage. Seems fine, seems nice and dry. Brake pipes, steel brake pipes. Starting to swell in between these. The spring condition's fine. The conditions of the pipe going underneath there. As far as I can see, I've got a better angle than what you're seeing, and they seem fine. Bit corroded round there. No seepage, just dirty on the brake pipes. No breakages on the springs. Exhaust is heavy corroded but not whole. I'll hold my hand on the back of the exhaust and see if we've got any leaks up ahead. Everything's fine, no leakages. So, having a wee feel round the springs. There's a little spider. There's a whole lot of wildlife on this, right? There's no play. The tyre condition all round, every single tyre looks new. So we're checking the inside, brake pipe condition. Just like surface corrosion, it's not serious, but it could get addressed. But obviously I'll advise the customer on maybe getting under seal on the vehicle and getting them cleaned up. I absolutely hate steel brake pipes. Copper ones, honestly, even on my vehicles I would always change them for copper just to be on the safe side. This is the new one that we installed. I've put a wee bit of copper strip along all the nuts and bolts on them. But yeah, there's no leaks. So hold on. We do have a little leak at the back. Definitely lack of service. So I'll recommend to the customer that it needs service. You're checking your fuel lines, brake pipes. Yeah, everything seems fine, apart from the little leak that we've got up here. So there we have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video for the Dacia Sandero, and as you probably noticed through the video, I'd lost a bit of footage due to the memory being full on my phone. I was recording it on my phone. I only recorded a few minutes of it and it cut off, and because I wasn't checking, I didn't realise So I didn't get the footage of putting the power steering pipe on, but you weren't really missing much anyway. Everything was straightforward. Replacing it, putting the new one on, pressure switch, everything went according to plan, and customer got the car back. It's now 2 weeks on from I done that job. The customer is still happy. Everything's been done, and they've booked it in to get the discs and pads done as well. I mentioned to them about the oil leak at the back of the engine, and I've said to them about getting it serviced. They can't actually recall when they got it serviced last, but they're going to get it booked in as well before Christmas, which is fair enough. You know, at the end of the day, it's going to be an expense that they can't do straight away, getting the discs and pads and a service as well. But it's all good. Gained a new customer from it, and I'm so grateful. But anyway, you take care. 1010 over and out. Auto Solutions Checkpoint. Bop, bop, bop.